Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're catching this broadcast or video. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Jay Moore, and I'm your healthy accountant. And welcome to today's Enlightenment broadcast here on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. Guys, if you have not already liked or commented on liked or subscribed to both channels, I would appreciate it if you would definitely do that. We have a huge goal of impacting lives through this enlightenment broadcast. And so if you get value from this program, or if you've gotten value in the past, or you like what you're hearing today, definitely please like and subscribe so that you'll be notified when the broadcasts are being uploaded or when I'm going live. So thank you so much for joining me today. Man, so today the topic is, are you ready? I can go in so many different directions with are you ready? But I'm going to go in the direction that I think that I'm supposed to go in. I was directed to go in this direction that I'm going to go in. It's a little different for me, probably a little uncomfortable, but at the bidding of my master, I said yes to him telling me to take care of business today. He wanted me to ask this question: are you ready? And this question stemmed because I was sleeping. You know, the wind's blowing last night. It's cold outside, the wind's blowing. And I can remember the time as I turned over and it was 2:57 a.m. this morning. And I turned around, I looked at the clock. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Man, I don't get up until 5. And the fact that the wind is blowing, I know it's super cold outside. I'm not going to want to run at 5:30 because it's the time I'm going to go out. But it's 2:57 and I've been awakened. It's nothing like being awakened at an hour in the middle of the night and then you can't go back to sleep. I could not go back to sleep. And I was really getting frustrated. And then here's this thought: are you ready? Judgment Day is coming. Now, the funny thing about that was a song came to mind. It wasn't the fact that it was just like, burn, Judgment Day is coming. No, it was a song. The song is titled "You Better Mind," and I remember a quartet named, I think it was the Breath of Life Quartet, that used to sing that song, and we used to sing it when we were young. And I think it's an African American folk song that a lot of African Americans have sang. Choirs have sung this song. You can go on YouTube, you can check it out. You Better Mind. But I could not find Breath of Life Quartet. They're not on there. I did find a couple other. Did find one quartet that was similar, but all I could remember was this song. You better mind. Oh, you better mind. Judgment Day is coming. You better mind. You better mind how you walk. You better mind where you're walking to. Judgment Day is coming. You better mind. You better mind what you say. You better mind what you're talking about. Judgment Day is coming. You better mind. Those are some of the words of this song. And it kept ringing out in my head. For over an hour, I could not go back to sleep. Now, I'm sure everybody has had that experience before, where you couldn't go back to sleep after you had awakened and you got to get up. Like, I almost just got out of the bed and just started my day at 3:30 because I was still awake. Finally went back to sleep. I don't know when I got back to sleep, and it was like a minute. The next thing I looked up and it was 5. So all I can say is that prompted me. And I said, well, what is this song for? Like, what do you want me to talk about this today? And the answer was yes. Like, every inspiration you get is from me, and you will talk about what it is that I want you to talk about. That's what enlightenment is. It's the education or awareness of change. So these are not my words. And here's how I can prove it. Look, I don't know the Bible, left and right. Like, how some people can just quote scripture and they can quote it. It's found in Exodus 1 and da, da. That's not me. I may know scriptures that's inside of me, but I don't always know exactly where they are in the Bible. Because that was never my point. I never, because back when I was young, yeah, we had to memorize all this stuff, but we didn't understand it. We memorized it and it's gone. So now as an adult, as someone who's enlightened, I don't want to just memorize it. I want to know it. So when I open the Bible these days, I open it for inspiration to find the text that I'm supposed to see. And literally, I said, well, if this is talking about Judgment Day, it's got to be somewhere towards maybe the end of, the Bible. So I turned it open. Still not really. I just turned it, and as my Bible is kind of breaking apart at the seams, and so it's breaking apart in Luke. Actually, it broke apart in Luke, and so from Luke all the way to the end is it's separated. But so I picked up the Bible. I picked it up and I just flipped. I'm thinking I'm going to wind up in Revelation, but I didn't wind up in Revelation. I wound up and I actually turned the page here. I got to get back to the page that I was on. I wound up in 2 Peter. I wound up in 2 Peter and in chapter 3, verse 10. The subheading says, everything will burn up. So then I said, wow. I said, man, this Are You Ready is serious. The fact that I had this song in my mind, you better mind, Judgment Day is coming. And then I turned to the text and here it is, bam, I get a word. It says, the Lord will come unexpectedly as a thief in the night. When he comes, the sky will roll back with a roar. Everything on earth will be set ablaze and everything on earth will set on fire. Even basic materials that compose the earth will melt under this intense heat. So look, are you ready? And I'm gonna tell you, this is a rough one, right? Because most of us, we're living day to day, and we're not always thinking about the end, which we don't have to focus on the end, but we have to focus on our missions, our visions, what we should be doing, not what we are doing. Sometimes what we are doing may not be what we should be doing. And so here it is. I don't know if you know this, but I know that there's going to be an end to this world that we live in, the way that we're living in it. Most people know that something's going to happen. And, the way society works is that we think that, oh, maybe there's going to be a huge earthquake, or, maybe there's going to be a big storm, or, movies will tell you all sorts of things are going to happen. See, that's the prompting. Yeah. See, it's just trying to get you to think that, oh, that's how the world's going to end. It's going to end that way, where that's not true. The world's not going to end that way. The world's definitely going to end in fire. But prior to the fire, it's going to be like, imagine you're at home, right? You're sleeping in your bed and somebody busts in your house. The thieves bust in your house to take everything. That is how it's going to be at the end. The thieves are going to show up. I mean, literally, it's going to be like a thief in the night. And if I know that the thief is coming, I just don't know when, I better at least be ready so that when he comes, I'm not afraid. I'm ready for him. And in this case, I'd be ready to go with him. Thief coming to take me back. He's not coming to steal anything. He's coming to take me and you back. And like I said, this is a different message for me, because I'm normally talking about good times, get your mind right, use the word as a as a basis of changing your life and living the life that you know you want or know that you should have. But today this is a rough one, because for some of us, or for some, not, well, for many, yesterday the thief showed up. The thief showed up in the form of death, and their lives were snatched from them. We may know friends, we may have family, we may know of some people that the thief showed up and their lives were snapped away. It just brings thoughts to my eyes or thoughts to my mind of people that have lost their lives. Just recently, my wife's, her cousin's daughter, who was 21, I believe, or 20, in her 20s, died suddenly in a horrific car accident. The thief showed up for her. She didn't know the thief was coming. Was she ready? I don't know. A friend of ours, my wife's, one of her best friends in college, lost her mother last week, and the thief showed up. It was different from the first. She was dealing with, sickness, and that sickness came to a head, but it showed up and her life was gone. For some of us, we may know a close member right now who may not make it today. The thief shows up every day. See, that's the thing you got to be ready for. You don't got to be ready for just be ready for when the sky opens. What you got to be ready for is, if today is the day where my life ends, then that means the thief has shown up. And if the thief shows up on you today, will you be ready so that the next time you open your eyes, you'll be opening them with a smile. You'll be opening them with that assurance and knowing that, man, I am so grateful and thankful that I gave my life for him, because that's all he wants. See, we all have to make a decision of who are we following? Who do you follow? See, there's only two sides. There's good side, there's the bad side. Who do you follow? And you've got to decide, if I'm going to follow the good side. Now, you don't have to be perfect to follow the good side. That's the great part about following the good side. You do not have to be perfect. I'm going to tell you, I'm not perfect. All I can tell you is that I had a lot of baggage on me. And because I had that baggage, I knew that if I could do that, which I'm going to tell you, following that spiritual, going down that spiritual path, it's not easy. It's probably one of the hardest paths to go down. I mean, my pastor recently talked about, that narrow way, and how wide is the way to destruction. Most people are on that road. Look around, follow social media, follow the news, follow everything. Most people are talking about the same stuff. I can guarantee you there's not as many of your friends or people on Facebook even doing anything like this. And I already know it, because I know what's on. And so if that's the case, then it's a narrow path. But that narrow path can be made as simple as possible, knowing that, okay, I'm going to go through some trials. There may be some tragedies. It's going to cost me something. It may cost me my whole life, but my whole life is worth a life of eternity. Yes, it is. My life is worth a life of eternity. And if he's going to wake me up 3:00 in the morning and say, look, I need you to talk about this today, then I'm going to do it. Whether anyone hears it right at this moment, someone's going to hear this message, because I know what he's doing. He's prepping me. He's prepping you. He's prepping you for something big. You just have to know that, hey, man, you can't get to big before you do something small. Just like, we talked about, the talents of, the businessman that gave his, managers money. We talked about that yesterday, where he gives somebody 1,000, 2,000, and 5,000. That story has been told in so many ways. but he can't give you more than what you can handle. He can't give you more than what you can actually do something with. But if you get something, that's the story. You've got to do something with it. Because if you don't do anything with it, then you're going to be like that one that was fired, lost it all. That one who's going to be held out, because you're like, wait a second, you didn't take what I give you and you didn't use it. All right, well, you're done. You're done. Like, I don't want to be that guy. So whatever small thing he gave me, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it up. I'm going to use it up until he wants to give me more. And you know what, at this point, whatever he gives, great. If I got nothing else, if you got nothing else added to you, you would have plenty. Just like I would have plenty if nothing else came. Because we all have something. We are all built the same way. We're all built for amazing success in our lives, but our success in our lives should be a sacrifice. It should be a sacrifice towards him. Romans 12:1, your life is a living sacrifice. That's you should do that. Make sacrifice yourself for him, not for the cause and not for a cause, only for him. Sacrifice your life for him so that you might serve him, and then by serving him, you will serve many people. Are you ready? Are you ready for the thief? That thief is coming. It's going to come whether you like it or not. One day you'll get sick. One day you might die. One day the sky's going to open up. Are you ready? Are you going to, waste time saying, you know what, I'll get back to that soon? Are you going to, decide that, you don't have any talent, and because you don't have any talent, you're not going to do anything? No, please don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that. Because if you do that, man, you're going to miss it. You are going to miss all of what he is planning to do through your life. I mean, God is so amazing, because in his amazingness, he will do something amazing in your life. Hold on a second. So, guys, here's the moral of today. If you know that a thief is coming, it's inevitable that he's coming. You were warned, you were told that you got to get your affairs in order. Are you going to waste time hoping that he doesn't show up? Or are you going to prepare? Are you going to prepare by, setting your cupboard straight, or making sure that if the thief is coming, I can give him whatever he wants? See, because that's what we should do. Prepare for him to come, give him whatever he wants. But the thief, that thief that's coming, he wants to take you with him. He doesn't want to break down your door. He doesn't want to catch you off guard and expose you. He wants to take you back to a place that he's built for you, a place that is amazing, a place that, only, like on earth, we think, certain places that we can go is like heaven. It's so beautiful there. But imagine a place that's better than the best place on this earth. It's better than anything that you can imagine. Imagine that is the vacation. That is the reward that he is prepping to give you. And if he's prepping to do that, are you ready to go back with him when he comes? Guys, I want you to ponder that question today. Use that question. Go back and read 2 Peter chapter 3, 10 all the way through 13. Read that passage and then ask yourself the question, are you ready? All right, guys, I thank you for joining today. My name is Jay, your healthy accountant. And if you got any value from this program, please like, share across Facebook or YouTube. Let me know, that what you got from it. And look, if you haven't already liked or subscribed on either of the channels, please do that. We're working this year to impact thousands of lives, and you could be a catalyst to help us to do that. All right, guys, God bless you. Take care.